It's been an adventurous tour, as every Adrenaline Mob experience has been. Never a dull moment with this band, but fun. I mean, the hour and a half on stage is awesome. The energy with these guys is awesome. I do love this band. I love the tunes. I love the guys. But, you know, we've been sucking it up and playing the shitholes of America. We mix up the covers from night to night. We actually always play Mob Rules. We always play Come Undone. But then there's two other cover spots where either we've had polls on the Facebook page where people can pick the tunes, or in some cases we'll just let the audience pick it, you know, from night to night. And that's been fun. We've been rotating them all. We've played them all. I think we've played every one of the tunes throughout the tour, and you know, every one of them has been a blast. They all kind of bring out something different out of each of us. And you know, you have the high energy stuff like Kill the King and Romeo Delight, and then, you know, or something like the Lemon Song. Every time we pull out the Lemon Song, that's a whole other vibe that people don't normally get to see out of Adrenaline Mob. So it's been fun. It's yet to be seen. As of now, there's nothing else on the calendar. So I don't know what the Mob's going to do after the South American shows. I guess time will tell. Neil and I have a deeper catalog at this point than I did with Dream Theater. I think I've done more studio albums with Neil than I had with Dream Theater. So yeah, and Neil and I have 4 bands together, 3 of which are active, you know, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. Well, he like I is a workaholic, you know. We both are workaholics. We both love making music. We both love working together. You know, that's the thing. We just got to schedule it, you know. And right now, he kind of does his solo album once, you know, he does a solo album every year or so, and now we have both Transatlantic and Flying Colors kind of active, so we're kind of flip-flopping those and trying to make it work. But I don't know, that's the key question to everything I do. How do you do it? How do you make time for it? It's just a matter of juggling it and making the calendar work. We haven't talked direction, we haven't talked songs, we just talked schedule, and we locked down some time in May to do a 4th studio album, and we're looking forward to it. I mean, obviously, me, Neil, and Royna just spent some time together on tour in Europe, so it was, you know, great to come back together, and then we were doing a half-hour Transatlantic medley for the encore each night, so it was great to revisit that material. Kind of just reignited our excitement for it. And we're going to do a one-off West Coast show, Flower Kings and Neil Morris for the Transatlantic Encore, and by the time people see this, we'll have announced a one-off East Coast show as well in Philadelphia a few days before that. So yeah, we're going to do a couple of those shows before starting the Transatlantic sessions. Well, the PSMS Live in Tokyo DVD, CD is awesome. I can't wait for people to see it. I guess Japan has finally gotten their release, and it looks like Eagle Rock is going to put out a Blu-ray here in America. I don't know about the configuration. I don't know if it's going to be Blu-ray and CD and DVD, or if they'll be separate. I don't know. Details are forthcoming. Date is forthcoming, but I can't wait for people to see it. It's an awesome DVD. Not as of now. PSMS is it was kind of just a one-off project. Whether or not it develops further into the future, we'll see. You know, obviously me and Billy have the Winery Dogs, so I guess that's going to be the focus of mine and Billy's collaboration, probably for the remainder of 2013, but we'll see. It was Richie's name. We had a list of about 50 names. I had about 10 that I preferred over the Winery Dogs, but you know, when you're in a band, you have to give and take and choose your battles, and Richie really loved this band name. So, you know, it was like, okay, a name is a name. You know, if you feel that strongly about it, then go for it. So that's who we are. The album is coming out first in Japan at the end of May, and probably everywhere else, probably June or July. Once again, those details are getting sorted out and will be announced soon enough. And once we announce that, we'll start to share songs and samples, and there'll be a lot more information forthcoming. But you know, the ball will begin rolling on that in July, and I think we already have some tour dates beginning to be penciled in starting in July. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't say Yellow Mountain Custard, I'd say more John Bonham. I mean, the kit I used to record the album was a Bonham configuration, which is kick, snare, rack, and 2 floors. That just seemed like the right configuration for this band, because this band is more about like that old school spirit, that old school vibe. And I've always wanted to be in a band where I had a small kit. I've used small kits for projects, you know, for the Bonham, for the, you know, the Zeppelin tribute and for the Beatles tribute, or maybe one side of my Monster kits, but I haven't really done a real band tour with a kit like that. So it's going to be a fun change of pace for me with this band. As soon as I'm done with soundcheck, I'm going to go see the new Chan-wook Park film. He's one of my favorite Korean directors, and he just put out his first American film. It's hard when I'm on tour to get to theaters, so I have to kind of get what I can online and download and watch what I can when, you know, when I got a couple hours here and there in a hotel room or in my bunk. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking most forward to. I just saw the new Harmony Korine film, Spring Breakers. I'm looking forward to the Richard Linklater, I guess, Before Midnight, which is the end of his trilogy. I don't know. It's hard to keep up with it, but I do my best. I think we covered them all. Well, we have a Live Flying Colors as well. We've been talking about that. There's a Live Flying Colors Blu-ray and DVD. Like the PSMS one, it was shot last year. It looks great, sounds great, and like the PSMS one, details for its release are coming soon. But between those 2 live releases and the Winery Dogs album and tour, and finishing up the Adrenaline Mob tour, and you know, recording a Transatlantic album, and I have some Neil Morse dates as well in May. Right now my schedule's pretty full, so I think there's also going to be a Bonzo Bash on the East Coast coming in the end of May or early June as well, so that'll be fun. But that's pretty much what's on the agenda for the next couple months.